President Trump has issued another warning to Iran because he says if the talks failed, if the negotiations don't happen, then the U.S. will intensify its strikes.
Yeah, well, absolutely. President Trump did issue several statements today and, reiterating to Iran because of everything that we're seeing come out in the media. They're making demands back about Lebanon again. They're making demands about reparations, things that have already been agreed upon that they will not be discussed in these peace talks. So President Trump was just responding to what was coming out from the Iranian regime. And we don't know, again, the Iranian regime has a lot of communication issues right now. They're in a bit of a disarray. So we don't know exactly who's putting out those statements and whether it's reflective of the people who are at the peace talks. So President Trump that's why he's giving them a warning, and we're going to go ahead with the peace talks and see if they are in fact serious.
No, but I mean, would that actually come from their seriousness to the situation with the 70-member strong delegation that they have arrived with in Islamabad, right from their parliament members to even the governor of their central bank, to even, when it comes to top leaders of their administration, I believe the supreme leader, apart from him, most of the leaders have now come to Islamabad. So it's a 70-member strong delegation, Sierra.
Yeah, and we'll see if they're ready to negotiate on the points that need to be discussed, the nuclear issue and opening the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump also said we can open that very quickly as well. So these are the things that, need to be addressed by the Iranian regime. No more delay.
Part of it, because even before holding these talks in Islamabad, Iran certainly had set certain preconditions, which now it says that has been met. However, no confirmation has come in from the US side. Irfan, kya aap mujhe sun pa rahe? I'm just going to try reconnect with the journalist reporting from Islamabad. Irfan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Wonderful. Irfan, thank you very much for joining in. Can you tell us exactly what's happening there? We believe that the peace talks are happening in Islamabad at the Jinnah Convention Center.
Jinnah Convention Center, actually, Jinnah Convention Center is just a place where international journalists would be monitoring the talks, and government has established a good place. They have provided every facility, to monitor everything, what is happening in Islamabad. Otherwise, the talks would be taking place in Foreign Office or some other places, but government has not disclosed the place yet. Last night, Iranian delegation released at mid of the night and...
apologies, viewers, the line is not very clear. I'm also unable to make out what Irfan has been saying. Irfan, we're just going to re-establish that network with you because we're not very clear as far as what you want to tell us and what you also want to show us around. But a significant amount of security that has been deployed, already a 2-day off and a holiday, that is something that has been announced by the Pakistani administration there. But there seems to be a lot of damage that is also being done post when it comes to the deletion of this post by the Pakistani defense minister, who seems to be calling out to the Israeli side. So the very neutrality factor of Pakistan is something that is now being questioned and has been also called outrageous. Let's in the meantime also talk about when it comes to these talks that are expected to happen in Islamabad. There seems to be a big claim that has been made by Iran. Amid the peace talks, as far as Iran is now of the opinion that the preconditions that they are set, mind you, that includes Lebanon, to stop the strikes on Lebanon. Well, according to the Iranian side, these preconditions has been accepted, and on that very condition, they agreed to come to Islamabad. Now, this is on part of the Iranian embassy that, however, seems to be sharing this information, Srinjoy. However, there is no confirmation coming in from the US side because preconditions, including Lebanon, well, US said that Lebanon was never a part of this truce.
Well, first of all, yes, all these things can actually be discussed when all three sides are here. The Americans are expected, and as you rightly said, headed by the Vice President himself and important other functionaries. The Israelis are expected. So once they are here, once they are all at the convention center, chances are that all these issues can be worked out. As Kennedy famously said, let us not fear to negotiate. Let us not negotiate without fear. Now, that, of course, was said during the Cold War. But more importantly,
Yeah.
This is a three-sided event. That was just two sides. Here we are looking at the pieces of the puzzle.
Yes.
In this case,
Yes.
are much more intricate.
Yes.
Because you have Iran, America,
And this
Israel,
is
you have
right
the
in our
Gulf
neighborhood as far as when it comes to these peace talks are concerned, because if we don't go back, to Kennedy as much, we talk about what the Prime Minister and India has been stating right from the start, that when it comes to dialogue and diplomacy